time pressure this morning, but that's okay, because I can work fast. How many people here this morning would like to have a bit of fun? Yep, I'm in the right place. So they bought into that. And they went out and they exchanged tin for cigarettes and the supplies that he needed. And it was all going great. And then one day the guards were on their rounds and they were checking out the cells, and they came to the beautiful man's cell and the door was open and he was gone. How did this happen? What was going on? Which is often the way we feel. What's going on with that person over there and that person over there? Why am I attracted to these people and not those people? What's going on with me? And the differences between us all and the diversity we need to capture as leaders starts when we're very small. Anybody tell me what this is a picture of? An embryo. How many weeks old do you think? Anybody from medical science here? 4 weeks old. That's what we basically looked like at 4 weeks. We have a very close look at that image. A human being, when they start to form, made up of 3 tubes of intelligence. The first tube is your spine and your brain, forms your nervous system. And you can see that very clearly there. This is one piece of intelligence coming together. And then in here is the heart and the circulatory system starting to develop. And then something that hasn't developed much at this point is the gut. It starts here and it works its way down. So we have a circulatory system, we have a gut, we have a nervous system. And we start as 3 tubes. And eventually, it ends up like that. So tell us, Carmel, do you belong to any groups?
I do.
How many? She's thinking.
A number.
A number, okay. So when you speak to a social person, the answer is no. Would you like to tell us about some of the groups and what they mean to you?
I belong to Rotary.
Give her a hand.
I belong to some craft groups.
Fantastic, that's good.
I belong to my neighbourhood and my family groups, all those sort of things.
Which is the most important group you belong to?
Family.
Put your hands together for Carmel. Now if we have a look at the slide, I won't go through all of it, but they're politically savvy. When I said, would you do this? She said no, like a politician would. Only politicians don't say no, they say, well, I will say this. So they're a little bit more politically savvy than that. But they know their place and that of others. They want to touch base with you. They need to have groups so they can do that. And they have contextual intelligence. So they're very smart. Right? So that's what we know about social people. What sort of business are you in?
I'm retired.
Ah, what sort of business were you in?
I was a manager in an insurance company.
Right. So you were working with lots of people and it's a very busy place.
Yes, claims area, very
Yeah,
busy
yeah,
place.
okay. So you want a social person environment because a lot of understanding that would be needed, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And you have to deal with a lot of different people.
Yes.
A lot of different, yeah, very different people, right?
Yeah.
So this is the strength of a social type. All right. Our depth connection instinct, which is our middle person here, which is Ian. I've only got one question for you, Ian.
Yeah.
The question is, when you look into this room right now, can you tell me where the juicy people are? You don't have to tell me who they are. Can you tell me where the juice is in the room? The juiciest people in the room, can you find them? He's looking at you. It could be a perfect match.
I'm getting the feeling between these 2 tables.
Yeah, just tell him, where's the juice?
Well, in this area here.
Right? And this is the point about a depth connection person, is they feel all of us and then they work out where the juice is. Yeah. And if you had to leave today with someone in this room, do you know who that would be?
You're setting me right up.
The ladies are smiling. Just tune in. Where's the juice?
There.
Oh, this table here, yeah. Now, I share the same instincts as you and I see the same juice that you see. Other people go, what are they talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah, so but you and I won't know what we're talking about. Yeah, we'll get together later and compare notes. That's good. Right, put your hands together for Ian. And what we know about Ian's type is they seek intense experiences. Could you really put that around your neck?
Around your neck?
Yeah, around your neck. Yeah, it keeps you warm when you go through those intense experiences. What sort of bike you got?
I ended up with a GS1000S Suzuki.
1,000. Not a 250 or a 650, but a 1,000. Was it fast?
I just started with a 650. Yes, it was very fast.
Yeah. Did you ever get a speeding ticket?
No.
All right. Very controlled with your depth connection.
No, I never got seen.
Very good. This particular type does have that sense of stealth about them. They move around the room and they find out where the juice is and where the peak experience is. So, very good. All right. Would you pass the microphone on? All right, self-pres. Are you comfortable? Is that, that's good, all right. Now, you don't have to put this on, but it's just there for example. Will you? Okay, that's great. Thanks for being a sport. That's great, Glenn.
It's not the worst thing you've done.
No. Did we say you're self-pres? A self-preservation person knows what's the worst thing that could happen and they avoid it because it's about self-preservation. All right? This is the way they work. And they're wonderful people to have in your organisation because they look after the detail. Nothing's going to go wrong on their watch. Does that make sense? So you need one of each of these types in your organisation. So, do you eat well? You don't eat well?
Oh, lately, actually, it's been okay.
Yeah? Okay. What sort of things do you do to preserve yourself? You can speak in the microphone, it's okay.
Started walking.
You started walking,
Every
right?
day.
How does that make you feel?
Actually good.
Yeah?
Yeah, good.
Very good. Okay, so a little bit shy, but they focus on their own needs. But basically, they're people that are grounded, they're good providers. You're a good provider for people in your life. She's nodding her head. Look at her, she's totally in love with this guy. All right, is he earthy and practical?
Yes.
Yes. And does he create security for you?
Yes.
Everybody have a look at this woman. Does she look as though she's held and supported and secure?
Yeah.
Totally, all right? Thank you for coming up. What a wonderful group. Which is these ego fixations. I'm going to move through fairly quickly this morning. Someone might need to catch a plane in about 5.
There's another one at the end of the day, it's okay.
No, you don't understand. We're going to find out about him soon. Okay, these 9 deadly sins, everybody in this room has one of them. You may not be in touch with it, you may be in touch with all of them, but there's one that tends to dominate. And as a leader, you will tend to fall into one of these categories. But your people will give you a better read of this than you, because this aspect of yourself is basically unconscious, spontaneous and automatic. And this is the shadow side.